G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another live playthrough for you today, and I'm joined by the amazing Dave Amarasinghe, or Diversion Architect. You might know him from the Marvel United and especially the homebrew community there. But we're here with you. You might notice the the tabletop simulator board that we're looking at here is not Marvel United. It's a different game. And we are very excited to be showing off. Is this your first time playing it, Dave? Well, it's
Yes.
my first time as well. We've both read the rules we promised, so we should be able to fumble our way through it. But it's our first playthrough of a game called Nova Era, which we are excited to try out because it is a game designed by Andrea, and I want to say Chiarvesio. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong. I've looked it up multiple times on different pronunciation channels, and sometimes they say Chiarvesio, and sometimes they say Chiarvesio. So, but Andrea is the genius, or one of the geniuses behind Marvel United, which we love. So this is another creation of his, and we wanted to give it some, I guess, give it a shout out, give it a try, sort of thing, and show you folks at home what it's all about. It's, I believe, published by Simon as well, and I think it's just been sort of released. I don't think it's a Kickstarter thing, is it? It's just a retail
Yeah,
thing,
just
so you
straight to
can
retail.
get it through the normal channels. So that's pretty good. And funnily enough, just before we dive into it, I only recently last year found out that a game I'd played for ages and it was a bit of an older game, Kingsburg, was actually, I think, one of Andrea's designs. And
Oh,
I never
nice.
knew that. So yeah, it's one of those, and I believe it's like a bit of a dice drafting sort of, or dice worker placement style game. I think one of the first ones of those I played. So yeah, so Andrea's he's got a bit of a pedigree with dice. You know, we're used to seeing his games without many dice, but apparently he's not too bad with dice when designing as well. So yeah, very cool. But yeah, so we're going to be playing on Tabletop Simulator, and so I just wanted to zoom in. I'm just going to change my screen a little bit here, bring this up. Okay, so you guys can see. So essentially, Nova Era, if we have, I'll just move this across here. So this is, you'll see like the front cover of the box will look something like this, this image here. But it is a Civ game, a civilization game, which I do not have a ton of experience with these types of games. But it bills itself as I guess, a bit of a slimmed down version of that. So essentially you have a card sort of market here. You've got these different tracks representing different sort of elements of civilizations, a score track, and these three different eras that you go through. And then you each of the players, I believe it plays up to 4 players. You can see there are 4 player boards here. We're only going to be playing 2-player today, obviously. But you have this little board down here, and as you buy your cards, you sort of extend them up in a sort of a bit of a tableau, up and above and below your board, and grow out your civilization. So yeah, that's the sort of like the look of the game. It's sort of driven by these dice. I'll just draw a couple of dice out here. You've got these dice of different colors representing the different aspects of civilizations, and they'll be sort of rolled and placed on these little, I guess, drafting tile things. And you basically are choosing your dice and what you're going to use to spend for your action. So you bring those down to your player board in this zone here, and then basically to do any of the major sort of actions of the turn, you basically spend your dice for different various effects. So yeah, that's the premise. I thought we're not going to go through like a teach or a full teach or anything like that, unfortunately, if that's what you have come here for. It's definitely not my my expertise, but I would refer you to the, I think, Watch It Played with, is it Rodney Smith, I want to say, does a really good explanation of this game. So if you're looking to sort of learn the game, that would be a great place to check out. I also believe the Dice Tower have put a review up of the game by now, and they generally tend to do a pretty good job of explaining the basics of a game at the beginning of their review videos as well. So that might be another place to check out as well as a place to sort of go and check out different people's opinions on the game as well. But what I do think we will do, or what we will do, is I just wanted to show you guys the back of the book here, and this is the round structure, just so you get a sense of like an overview of the game and where we're going. But I'll just refer you guys to this page here. We are today going to be playing a fast play variant, which doesn't really change anything up gameplay wise. It just means that we don't play with the third round essentially. So and in setup, that just means we don't set up the era 3 cards essentially, and the cards that sort of transition from era 2 to era 3. So now me doing that didn't shuffle this book across to the other side. No, good. All right. I was worried that the book had sort of overlapped the cards there for a second. So essentially the round, though, if we have a quick little look over here, these are the different eras, and each era is played through 3 rounds, and then you go into a scoring round, then a cleanup sort of or a scoring phase, and then a cleanup phase. So essentially you are playing to try and get as many points out of era 1 as you can, and then everything kind of resets a little bit, or a lot of things reset, and then we go into era 2. We just won't be going through here, so we will do this part here. I believe we still do this, don't we, Dave? We still sort of have this extra scoring here, but we would just add it to the end of here. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, this is essentially just cashing in your leftover resources and stuff. So it's not really like an extra scoring phase. It's just kind of like if you've got leftover stuff, you might be able to get a point here or there, sort of thing. So let's have a little look over here. So essentially, we mentioned that there's a bag of dice, and so at the beginning of the round, you roll the dice. So you fill the dice zones down here, and then we pick our dice from there, starting with the first player and proceeding clockwise. We basically draft all the dice in a particular zone, and the strength of the dice, though, if we pick dice that have quite a strong value altogether, that can lead to some dark age stuff. So something, you're getting a bit too big for your boots with your civilization. So we'll go through that when we get to it, and then that advances disasters. So essentially, depending on the colors of the dice that you choose, they'll advance either disaster tracks or dark age tracks, depending on the color of the dice. So that's after you pick the dice, you check for those things. Then I guess this is the big zone down here, the spending dice. This is the main sort of part of the game. We go through, and starting with the player to the right of the first player, we proceed counterclockwise. In a 2-player game, it's just kind of going to be going back and forth anyway, but we'll be spending our dice, and these are the different actions we can do. So just briefly, develop a technology from hand or the display, which is essentially basically playing a card down for its cost. So we can either play them from our hand or from the display. We can gain resources based on the dice value. So in each of these different things, we're spending a dice. So even though this one doesn't reference that, we still have to spend dice to do that. We can enlist a personality. We can reduce unrest, and personalities are a specific type of card that aren't really attached to a particular color, I think. They're sort of like a card that works differently to most of the others. I think they have a lot of like scoring opportunities and stuff on the personality cards in particular. We can reduce unrest. So I'm sure through very careful playing, I'm going to end up with quite a few bits of unrest in my civilization. So I do have a little bit of agency to reduce that unrest by using black dice. But only if I've drafted them, sort of thing. So that's something to bear in mind. I can repair up to 2 damaged cards, because your cards can be affected by different things, which flips them over to a damaged state. we can expand our territory, but these cards only become available in Era 2 in our case. But if you were playing the full game, you'd also get them in Era 3. And research a technology or territory to your hand. Yes, that's so. Researching a technology is like kind of like reserving it. If you see something in the market that you don't want your opponent to get, or that you really want to get yourself, you can spend a dice to go and grab that card. Again, I think it has to be from the available ones. We'll talk about that, but I think it has to be from one of the available ones that you can actually. I'm not sure about that actually, but we'll have a look at it. But yeah, you basically take one of those and you put it into your hand, so that then when you become able to play it by paying its cost, you'll be able to do that, and you don't have to worry about someone sniping it from you. And then once we've all spent our dice, and they've all been done, then we go around to this phase here, which is check for disasters. So the tracks will advance at this point, but we don't actually see the effects of that as such until around here. So we check for the disasters, whereas the Dark Age is a little bit different. When that hits whatever level it is, that happens immediately at this point, I think, whereas the disasters happen later on. So I'll just show you what I'm talking about here, just to remind you, that's these tracks here. So depending on the colors we take, these things go up or down. I think mostly just down, don't they? But if they've hit the bottom after we've spent all our dice, then bad stuff happens, and then we reset them. And over here we have cleanup and scoring. So basically we clean up at the end of the round and move on. Or if it's at this point over here, then if we've hit round 3, then we go into the cleanup. Sorry, we go into the scoring bit as well as doing the cleanup. So, and then we just go around to the next round, sort of thing. So, yeah, feel free to ask any questions or things like that in the comments too. If things are not clear, if we haven't explained something, or if you have only just joined us and you've missed some of the explanation there, feel free to ask questions as we go through, and one of us will probably be able to help you. Dave is usually better at keeping an eye on the comments too, but I'll try my best as well. So, all right. So now, Dave, we've seeded the board with like cards and stuff like that. Is there anything we need to do besides putting the dice out?
Nope, we'll start there. But there is one thing I wanted to point out, and this is for anyone that's trying to use the Tabletop Simulator module.
Oh, yes.
So if you noticed, I was playing around with the dice bag earlier, and I was pulling dice out. So, Dan, if you right-click on the dice bag, there's an order option.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And order, it started as last in, first out, but it needs to be set to random. Because otherwise, if I put a blue in, I get a blue out, right? But we need it to be random.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. And it wasn't set like that to start with?
It was not set like that, yeah. I changed that.
Right, okay. So, yeah, so if you're playing this Tabletop Simulator mod, which is, I believe, just available in the mod workshop of Tabletop Simulator, it's I believe it's the official CMON one. That's just something to bear in mind. Also, folks used to like card snapping and stuff like that. This doesn't seem to have that, but I think that's because you sort of need to overlap the cards on top of each other and put them in those columns and stuff as well. So, okay, good. Thank you. That's good. Good point. All right, I think we're ready to go. So we can shuffle. Wait, is that working?
So it's already shuffled because of the random.
Oh, because of random. Yeah. Right. So it's always. Oh, so you never need to. Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's. So it's now. Just remind me. It's always 3, isn't it? So that's what these are 3. So it's not. So the number of zones you place out, which are these circle things here, is dependent on the number of players. So we're playing 2 players, so we have 1 extra zone. But you always put 3 on each one, I think is how that works. So let's put, so we've got 1. So we draw them out. So that's a yellow, a black, and a blue. And then we roll them. Okay. Okay. And now I'm going to put these guys on here. Yep. And let's try and actually get them on the on the thingy. All right, let's do. 1. We've got a oh my god, is that the same? That's the
It
same.
is.
All right. Now I'll put them there. Now that is, we should zoom in a little bit while we're doing this. Sorry guys, and you know what, I forgot, we were going to do this, weren't we? Okay, so that when we're playing the game, we can sort of zoom in on cards and stuff a bit easier for you guys to see. So I'm going to try and do the old more flat sort of view rather than, oh, here we go, we've got some slightly different colors. Okay, and all right. Okay, we'll put those down there. Now, Dave, would you like to be first player, or would you like to be? Since you're the guest.
Well, sure. I'll take first for our first round.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, first player.
Alrighty.
And I have to apologize to yourself, Dave, and the folks in the channel. I'm pretty terrible at competitive games and like Euro-y style games and stuff. So not that I don't sort of necessarily enjoy it, although I don't tend to, I do have to sort of admit I don't tend to enjoy competitive games as much, I think, but I'm probably not going to be a super strong opponent, so apologies. So yeah, if you see some questionable decisions being made, I apologize.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to start selecting my dice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these 3.
Yep. Oh, and you know what we should do while you bring those down, and it's important to point out, that these dice faces don't change. Like, you don't get to roll them when you select them. Like, part of what you're choosing is the values on them. And you know what, I'll let you adjust your tracks and stuff now as well, just before we forget. So
I have definitely more than 10. So
yeah,
I'm increasing my unrest.
Yeah. So I'll just go back up to this where it says if the combined value exceeds 10 of the 3 dice that you choose, that player increases their unrest. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here, down here. So on his board, this is the unrest track here. So it's gone up by 1. And then I think we need to look at the advanced disasters. Is that right?
So that'll happen. That'll be after we select our dice.
Oh, after both of us. Right. Okay, that's the whole round. Yep. So in that case, what I did want to do is, just before we go any further, did you want to just show the folks, or I'll zoom in on. So, and apologies, this would normally, I believe, be secret, but we're both sort of playing just to sort of show you guys the rules, so we're not going to be too worried about it, sort of thing. But this is what Dave drew as his starting. There is a special little deck of starting hand cards, of which you draw 2. Although I suppose that folks at home could draft them if they wanted to, but you start with these. So they've got a little S to signify that they're starting, and they just give you some cards in hand that you can, if in this first round or whatever you happen to get the resources you need to pay for them, you could play these straight away. Otherwise, so this one here is a production card, I believe. So in the production phase, which is the production phase in the cleanup or something? Is that?
It's before cleanup.
Just before cleanup. Okay.
Actually, I guess we only do cleanup if we're. Oh no, we still do cleanup. We just don't do scoring. Yeah.
Right.
So, that happens every round.
Yeah, and so Dave would get +1 of the knowledge, I'm guessing, book resource there. And then this card here says if you can get this one down, it costs him 3 like money resource to get down, but yellow cards cost you 1 less. And cards are, how many is there? 4, 5 different colors. There's green welfare, red military, yellow economic, blue knowledge, and purple territories, because personalities are kind of like a separate thing. So purple territories are down here. So cards are denoted in those different sort of things by this basic, this sort of color down the bottom here, this little strip. And we were saying, Dave, that there's no symbol though necessarily shown on the color part. So we're wondering, for colorblind.
The tricky part will definitely be the dice, because there's definitely
Yeah.
iconography that references dice and card.
Yeah.
Like down here, this trade card, it says yellow
Mm.
cards cost you 1 less.
Mm.
But obviously, depending on if that's on a blue card, then
Yeah,
it would be difficult to know that potentially.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So feel free to let us know your experiences with these, or whether or not you're finding this hard to read or anything like that as well. So that's what Dave's got to start with. I'll just show folks what I have as well. And just so Dave, for fairness, Dave can see what I've got as well. So I have animal husbandry, and what I'm planning on doing is raising all these sheep to become a cavalry army for my warfare card. So I'm going to go riding to battle on our sheep. So this is an instant. So if I were to play this card, I would just one-off get a big boost to my money. This one is production. I would get one warfare sort of production, or one warfare resource in the or military resource in the production phase, I'm guessing there. So so let's continue. So you just drafted these,
and you can see to inform why I picked those, right? So those I picked like a 3 or higher blue and yellow, which means I could potentially play both of these cards.
Yes. Yeah. And we'll explain, folks, about how you can pay for things with your actual resources like these, or the actual dice themselves can be the resources. Essentially, the resources are almost like just like topping up the cost if you don't have dice with high enough numbers, essentially, almost. So, because I think you always have to pay at least one dice, don't you? So
yes.
Yeah. All right. So that's some good choices there. Now, what am I? Oh, well, maybe I should. Maybe I should. I'm gonna copy Dave's homework over here. And I noticed there's a green and a red over here. So maybe I should choose these ones. Now, 1, 2. Now that's where we're up to, isn't it? Like, you've chosen yours, and then I choose mine, and then we go into the thingy. So I believe I've gone over. Just going to put that there. That one there. I believe I've gone over 10, yes. So I will also advance my unrest. Cool. And then I believe that phase is done. So we're now on to advanced disasters. So advance the disaster and Dark Age tracks by the value of each die in the remaining zone. Okay, that's right. Okay, so this is what we've left. So unfortunately, we've left a black there. So that's going to advance things, and we've got 4 and 4 for what's this one? Money, wealth, or whatever it is.
Yeah, economics.
5
for that.
And 5 for. So this is called decline, regression, and Dark Age.
Bummer. All right. Maybe I should have taken that set.
Because because the thing I forgot to look at as well. Sorry, folks, is that there's this market here, right? So we can build the cards that are in our hand, but there are also some cards here in the excuse me, in the market here, and we can only pay for or pick from the ones at the bottom of each column. So even though there's all these cards up here, which I'll just zoom in for a little bit so you can see what's coming, but these are all what's available. And yeah, so we maybe should have looked at these before choosing to. Although, Dave, I'm happy for you if you want to like swap your dice. I'm happy for you to take these if you want to. If you can see like a good strategy that would be good to show off to folks and stuff, because essentially you chose the same colors. So
yeah,
that's all good. I'll stick with mine, and then yeah. So if you can see a better combo, because essentially it's going to be your unrest is kind of still going to go up. It's just slightly different values, essentially. Yeah,
that's okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty good with these. It's just like,
you're okay. Okay.
You know, it's getting the stuff from my hand versus getting any of these.
Yeah. So that's just something to bear in mind. You want to be paying attention to both sort of things. So these are all yellow here and then a blue.
Are all going to get popped back into the bag.
They go back in the bag. Yep. And then we, if the Dark Age track reaches its end, every player must discard 1 die and reduce all remaining dice values by 1 down to a minimum of 1. That would be from the ones we've just drafted. But as you can see, it has not reached there. It would only be if it gets to this point. But if it did get to that point, that would happen right now. Whereas if these happen to get down to here, we wouldn't do that until after our sort of actions round. And speaking of actions round, it's spending dice time, isn't it? So starting with the player to the right. So is this me now?
Yeah, you are to my right.
Okay. So in a 2-player game, it's just kind of back and forth. But starting with the player to the right of the first player, proceeding clockwise, each player takes turn spending 1 die at a time to perform one of the following actions. All right, so I'm going to head down here now. Let's bring these up a little bit closer so people can see them. I guess what colors did I take? Oh, I took a yellow 5. I guess I could take one of those yellows up there. I've got these. So I guess I could take one of those as well. Boy, oh boy. What are these yellows up here? Should I take a yellow? Oh, they're pretty expensive up here.
So you can afford the 6s though, because you've got
I've got a 5, don't I? A 5 yellow.
Yep, you've got a 5, but you've also got
5 yellow, and then this. So essentially, the 5 plus this resource would make 6. So that's pretty handy. What I'm thinking I might do though is, I'll leave those 6s for you to have a look at, and I can come back and hopefully get one later. But okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I could get. Wait, what are these? What do these 6s actually do? Papyrus. Getting some paper would be good. +1 something for each type of technology you own. Sounds like a better one for later. All right, so what I might do is just do this. Sorry, folks, I want to make sure I'm quick, make decisions quickly. So I would like to, I think this is called developer technology. Develop this technology, animal husbandry. All right, which always sounds funny to me, but I'll stop being juvenile. And to pay for that, I'm going to pay in die. So I needed 3 green resource. I've got 1 resource here, but I don't need to spend it because I have a value of 4 here. But I don't get any change or anything for doing that. So that just go back in the bag now. It just goes back in the bag. I hope so, because it's back in the bag. So, all right. Now, did I make any mistakes there, Dave, that you've spotted? I think that's all correct.
Good.
All good. So over to you.
All right.
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to take. That's an instant effect. So I'm supposed to take 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. All right. Sorry, your turn. Yes. What would you like to do?
All right. I think I am going to. I'm going to go ahead and use my black die.
Yes.
And I'm going to use that to research a technology.
Oh, yes, nice. Okay. So Dave knows that I've got enough to get a yellow, so he might want to get one that I can't. Yeah. Cool. Okie dokie. Oh, now hold on. Now that opens up. Oh, sorry. Let's come down to your zone. So Dave puts that into his hand. So that's now one that he is like safe to sort of pay for whenever at his leisure now. So all good. And that was with the black die. So I will, just to show folks, now we've got a new option. So now we could get masonry if we've got the color and, resources to pay for it, which would give a bonus of like a whole bunch of extra, what's that, household resource. But I suppose now, that, where am I? I'm over here. All right. So I suppose now that I have done that, I may as well, before anything else gets gobbled up, I'm going to use the yellow 5. So I'll pay 5 plus one of these economic resources to come up here and get some boats. What are these? Sailing. All right. So I'll pay for that. So that cost me a total of 6. And that, I believe, goes over here. And now it's going to give me some knowledge because I'm going to sail around exploring and learning more things, but I only get that in the production phase. Oh, and also there's a little note down here. So this says coastal town. So I believe that in a future era, when we go into the new era, what everyone does is they go through this special deck of like upgrade cards, evolution cards or something, and there will be one in there called Coastal Town that I will draw for this one. But I think that's right. There's also little symbols down here somewhere that tell you that they make other cards obsolete, but I believe they don't appear until obviously the later round. So cool. That's all done. Now, where would you like me to focus, Dave? What are you?
So my next thing is I'm going to go ahead and play this card from my hand. So I'm going to use I have a yellow 3, so that it costs 3 exactly. So,
yep, excellent. Very good.
And now yellow cards cost me 1 less.
Nice, nice. So for example, this little fella over here would essentially for you cost 3, and then this guy up here is going to cost 3 as well, sort of thing. So
yeah. Now that one would be wild.
Oh wow.
That would stack.
3, and then yeah, that's wow, that's very good. Wow. And then does that have that has an upgrade thing too called banking? So that would be a good.
Yes.
That's not a bad little. That's not a bad little engine there. Okay, so very cool. And I just wanted to ask you, just for folks, like you used the black die there.
Yes.
To pay for what was it? For the researching. Yes. Now, so and you were able to do that because I believe to research it can be dice of any color. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. So black dice can also be useful there. Like you can use them to sort of mitigate your unrest and things like that as well. And only those dice, I think, can do that. But there are certain effects like the research where you can choose any color. So if you're like, oh, I really want to save that blue for buying a blue card later, but this doesn't matter what other color I've got, you can use for those sort of effects. So, all right. So is it my turn, I think?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's have a look at my options here. So I've got a red 2. Fantastic. Oh, well, I suppose I could afford this military, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything more fancy than that I want to do. Let's have a look here. So let's have a look at my options. So I could develop that card. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Now here's the other thing. I could gain that many resources. So it's 2, so I could just get 2 red resources for next round. But I don't think that's what I want to do. Enlist a personality. Now enlisting a personality. All right, so we haven't really looked at the personalities, sorry guys, but that's these guys over here. So personalities, you'll note, have their sort of like color band and rules at the top because they go down in this slot here, just like the territories. So you sort of read them sort of going the other way. So when you overlap them, they sort of go the other way. And if we have a look at them, they have these. Once per round, you may do this. So they have these abilities that you sort of have like that you can use. Plus, they'll often have like a scoring bonus as well. And this star here, remind me, Dave, is this you can only use black to get these guys, or can you use any? Oh, no, that's the
you can use any die, but a black die counts for it.
Yes, that's right.
Otherwise, you have to pay unrest.
Yes, yep, that's right. And Yes, that's right. And I think there's something to do with when you're taking, is it when you're taking personalities or territories, when the dice picked, I forget, there's something to do with when you, like the higher the dice is, above or below that cost or something. I'll have to.
Yes, you end up. So if I, for example, used my 6 on this guy, I would have reduced my unrest by 2 because I'm
right, because you overpaid. Yeah. Now, is that with dice of any color, or is that only with?
That's only with black dice.
Only with black, right? Okay.
Because otherwise, you have to just straight up pay the unrest.
Right. Okay. Right. Oh, and so you pay it with unrest. Right. Okay. Cool. Well, there you go, folks. Even learning new things. That's something I sort of missed in the read through earlier. All right. So I don't think then I really want to do any messing around with personalities. So I think, and I'm not too worried about my unrest. I don't have any damage cards. There's nothing here that I want to get. I don't think I want to research anything. Nah. So what I will do is pay for this thing. So let's take some warfare. All right, we'll mount up on the sheep, put them in our boats, and go attacking other countries. All right, so that's going to cost 3. I have a 2, plus I have 1 military resource here. So I'll put that back in here, and I will put this over here. So there we go. And Dave, thank you for being patient. You have one last action as well.
Yep. So then I've got that 3 cost knowledge in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and pay my 4 for that.
Very good. Okay. There we go. You've got some very knowledgeable traders there. Excellent.
They're literate.
All right. Oh, I got to make sure I don't come over there and trade with you because, like, you'll fleece me. Literally, because I'll have a whole bunch of sheep. Okay, so now these cards up here, these basically never refresh. Like we don't, when we buy one, we don't put a new one out, all that sort of stuff throughout an era. But they do basically kind of all get cleared at the end of each era, sort of thing. So these are going to sort of stay in the same formation. So if we come around, we check for disasters. We've done all of this. None of the things are at the disaster stage. Now we go into production. So players gain benefits from technologies and territories. So it sounds like maybe that's another big thing about territories. They might have a lot of production with the production icon. So let's go through yours, Dave. What have you got? You've got you get some writing. They make some.
I got 1 knowledge.
Some pulp comics, and then what am I going to get here? I've got a sword. All right. And then knowledge. Is that 2 knowledge? All right. 1, 2. So I've got 3 knowledge in total, 3 economy, 1 military, 1 welfare. All right. All good. And now I think we go to the cleanup. So let's do the cleanup. After, now that thing's kind of blocking the way, but let me see if I can do this. Is that gonna, there you go, that's a bit clearer for folks. So pass the first player marker to the next player on the left, move the round marker 1 space, and yep, so that's the cleanup, super easy. That's good. So, all right, well, I guess we can go straight back into it. So we do the dice picking. So we got a red, we got a black. All right, so as long as at least we get to roll them. All right, and that's not much better than how they came out. So they were like all 1s, but that is, let's move that in there. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Some multicolor ones. Okay, okay, and bingo, and 1. I suppose we could just. I suppose folks are watching me at home going, "Why aren't you just keeping these? Because they're all coming out random, right?" So we could kind of just, I guess, keep them like this if you want. But I think it's fun rolling.
If they randomize when they go in.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna I'm gonna roll because it's fun. Oh, if you were wondering, is it possible to get worse than this? Yes, it is. All right. Well, I believe. Oh, is it me choosing first this time?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'll choose these ones that have higher values. Oh, now hold on. 10. Is it 10? It's 10 or above, is it? Or exceeds 10. So I could take this and not. Okay, so we know that we're not exceed. There's not many disasters going on at the moment because we are rolling low. Okay, there we go. All right, Dave, what would you like from this wonderful assortment of absolute trash?
I think I'm
No nutritional value. This is why it's good that we've at least had a round to build up some, physical resources. Yeah. Okay. And then, so from the ones that we didn't choose, we have to advance these tracks. So luckily the Dark Ages is just a single one. And then what is it? Green one.
Yep.
So we've got some. That's called Riot, and Decline is another 2. So Decline's looking like a bit of a scary thing. Okay. And then I believe you get to. That's everything now, isn't it? Yeah. So I guess you get to do your thing.
Do my first section.
Let's zoom in. Now, okay. So you're looking at. Are you looking at these? So I'll come up here so we can see and you can talk through your choices.
Do I want to grab some of these cards?
So yellow is good, but like you'd have to have the. Oh, you could research maybe. I don't know, because this would be a good one for you to get, but your colors didn't quite. Yeah. What else is good? What about theater's 6?
I think I'm actually going to just claim the theater.
Right. Okay.
So I'll use the red die.
Yep. So this is the research action?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And for folks watching, so when you're researching, use a dice, and I believe, is it a dice of any color or value? Doesn't really matter.
Any color and value.
So when you have a round like this, well, maybe then it's a good time to sort of do some researching, because you can at least sort of like get the cards that you wanted before they get snabbled, sort of thing. So all right. So let's go have a look over here. Now were we supposed to draw? We weren't supposed to draw anything into our hand, were we? You just sort of start with a bit of a hand. All right. Okay. So, what have I got here? 3 knowledge and 3. So that's 6 blue. Oh wow, I've got like 9 yellow. I've got 2 green. That's a bit rough. All right, so let's have a look. Well, I don't have anything in my hand, so I guess I have to look up here. So this calendar thing, during the roll dice, if you are the first player, you may choose the color of dice for each dice zone before rolling them. What?
That's pretty wild.
During the roll dice phase, so basically, every time you are now. One thing we should mention though as well is that sometimes these abilities and things can disappear because your other cards can make them obsolete and stuff like that in the newer round. So if you get like a killer card or a killer combination, you sort of can't get too attached to it because it could disappear. Oh, that's crazy. Then there's a masonry one. Like, I can't get that one. Surgery. What's this? +1 something for each type of. Now that wouldn't be bad for me at the moment because I have quite a lot of. Colors, right?
Yeah.
So that would be kind of good. But like I know this was probably the smartest one for me to take because it's like it stops you from getting a crazy combo. But I kind of want to like see how the game can, you know what I mean? Like how it can go. So I'm almost like tempted to leave that one for you if you want to get it. But I'm going to take I might take. I mean, this one sounds good too. What have I got? 2 blue. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oopsie. 3 blue. Well, that one seems fiddly, and I don't really want to have to think about it. So I'm going to take this one. So I'm going to take some papyrus. So to pay for that, that's going to cost 4. Now I have to spend. Oh, now hold on a second here. Yeah, why not? Okay. Actually, what does that leave? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so I will. I guess I could just spend the 6. Can I use a dice of other colors though? Could I?
You could, yeah.
I could use a green if I'm not planning on getting a green. Yeah,
Oh,
and just
but
pay the.
you would have to have 4 of the
Oh,
yellow.
I've only got 3. I've only got 3. I knew that. Well, let's pay with the yellow, and let's just put this in here, and that sits over the top like that, so you can still see there's 2 yellows. Now, this says take a thingy. I'm guessing that's a resource.
Yeah, it's a resource of your choice.
A resource for each type. So I guess I've got 3 types, so I can take 3. Now, is it 3 of the same type? I don't know.
I think it's a 3 each one you choose yourself.
Each one I choose.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, let's see. Are there any things up here I want to get? I've got 3 blue, so I might take 1, 2. That gives me 3. I've got 3. I've got 3. So I took 2 there, didn't I? I might take 1 more red just to sort of diversify. So I can kind of like, depending, no matter what I sort of get here, I should have a few to get some decent cards and stuff. Yep, cool. That'll do me. Your turn.
So I'm going to spend my black die, and I'm actually going to recruit a personality. So I have 2 on the black dice.
Yep.
And this guy costs 4, so I'll have to gain 2 unrest.
Yep.
So go ahead and take him
down.
And I get 2 unrest. I'm up to 3. And he says I immediately get a victory point. And I can develop a yellow card from my hand for free.
Oh, nice.
So I'll go ahead and develop that.
Oh, what a bargain too with
yeah.
Well, with being, I was going to say 6, but 5 for you.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, and we have a look at the scoring trackers over here. So Dave is on the board now with 1 point. Nice, nice, nice. And now one thing we should point out about personalities is that I believe all of the personalities at the end of a round get put into the past, which is this like face down area over here.
Mm-hmm.
So your abilities and score, like a lot of the, so this is an instant scoring, a lot of them will be scoring at the end of a round, like end of an era, but you only essentially get it for that one era. So I guess personalities are worth trying to get out early in a round and in an era so that you have as much use out of them as possible, sort of thing. So my strategy of not taking any so far is not advisable. All right, so very cool. Is there anything else you're doing with your turn, or is that's resolved?
I think that's it for now. Yeah.
That's it. All right. So let's have a look here. I've got all right. I've got these. So maybe I'll get this one. Maybe I'll go greens cost me less. So that's, what is it? Surgery? What does that say? Sorry, folks. Surgery. Yeah. So I might take that. So let's bring that over here. I keep going to the wrong thing. I'm so used to playing over on that side. All right. So now that costs 3. So I will do that. And now as an ongoing effect, greens cost, that is green, right? I'm not mixing that color up. Greens cost you 1 less. All right, cool. And it is now your turn.
Well, I've got 2 blue and I've got 2 knowledge, so I think I can just spend 4.
Yeah.
And get myself mysticism.
Oh, nice. Now this is a dual color card, and you'll see again. So Dave's done a good job of getting some cards with little things that can get upgraded later on. You are protected from riots, so that's going to help if this riot track gets down the bottom. So you can now like try and instigate riots with impunity.
Yeah.
Because you got mysticism. But I believe with this, you can choose it to be, either or when you're paying for it. But once you place it down, is there some sort of rule like it?
Yeah.
Like because you put it in that column, it counts as that thingy.
Yeah, and I think I can choose, because I paid blue, but I think I can make it blue or green.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's a good thing to check too. Yeah, that's good to point out for folks. All right. Do you want me to follow you into the rule book here?
Yeah. The value of the die will be used to.
Oh, I don't think it's showing up on my screen, so we'll just take your word for it.
Okay, here we go. Note this is on page 7.
Oh, okay, sweet. What's that page?
10.
Oh, what's happening here? 10. Oh, sorry.
Here we are.
Yeah, okay.
So it's in this blue text here. Note, some technologies have a bicolor cost. Players must choose to pay with either one of the 2 resources, cannot mix. Bicolor text placed in the column matching the color of the die or resource used to pay for it. Okay.
Oh, used to pay for it.
I paid blue, so they will be blue.
Right. Right. Now, where'd that card go that I bumped? I think it stayed in the right spot, didn't it? That was okay. Good. Okay. Okay. So you paid what? Blue. So it's going in blue. All right. All right. So Dave's going strong in blue and yellow. All right. And they were my high school colors. All right. So so what am I? I've got one left. I've got a green. I've got a green plus 3 here. I could also. So what you're saying is I could just take a lot of unrest and grab one of these folks. Okay. What is she? She's 5 though. Okay. This one gives me points if my unrest is 5 or lower, but I think together it almost wouldn't be. Let's okay. What's up here? Let's have a look at my cards here. So I could choose the calendar. I think I've got green, don't I? I could choose masonry. So I could set myself up for the next era with like tons of resources, I guess, with that. I don't think I can get that. Oh, this is a green. Oh, riding. And I get to upgrade to cavalry. But I need 5. I don't think I've got 5. I think I've only got 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So that's not an option. That would have been a cool one. I mean, this is good. I'd have a lot of stuff, but like, what is it? A 1? Oof. That would be taking a lot of. And well, sorry, it's not even it's not a black, so it's like, I'd be taking 5
unrest,
5 unrest. Well, look, there's nothing wrong with a little unrest if you've got sheep cavalry to to knock them down. But I don't think that's I think I don't know. I'll take this one. So I'll pay. So 1 green. How much is this card costing me? 3. Yeah, I'll pay the 2 indifference. 1, 2, and the dice is going back in the bag, and it gives me. Oh, I should have just. I get 3 out. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's now 4. So I've got a lot of resources. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but that's my strategy. Just have a lot of resources and 0 points. All right. Now we go into the check for disasters. So no disasters yet. Production. All right. Well, let's start with you, Dave. What sort of production have you got here?
All right. Looks like I get 2 knowledge and an economy.
Right. Right. And I will be gaining. I think it's just the same. I don't think I got any. Oh, sorry, folks. I will give myself back 1 more house, Monopoly house, because the surgery means that
costs less.
my house costs less because I have less people dropping stones on their heads or something. So I don't know, or I can heal them if they drop a stone on their head.
They're still dropping the stones on their head.
They're still dropping them. I could use a little scalpel or something. So all right. So I have to get myself 2 blue and a red, I think.
Yeah.
1, 2, and a red. Now we do have these 5 thingies, but I'm not going to worry about interchanging them too much. So, all right. So,
that's production.
That's production. So we just flip the cleanup. So we just pass this back. Did you wait? I think you were first player first turn, weren't you? So you should be first player again.
I'm first player again, yeah.
And we're now in the 3rd and final round of the first era. So as you can see, once you sort of get, and if you're not sort of explaining the game poorly on my case or well in Dave's case, but if you're not explaining it as you're going sort of thing, the game can sort of rocket along pretty quick, it seems like. Although this is 2-player, I guess. So, obviously things that you'd have more things to think about later on. But yeah, I think do you want to do the honors this time, Dave, and get to do the rolling too? I realized that I stole those honors for 2 rounds. So, oh, nice. All right, so we've got 2 blues and a red. Oh, I was going to say, you're going to draw the same thing again? Okay. Ooh, if we leave that black one, that's going to...
that will...
that's going to...
almost trigger it.
Yeah. All right. 2 green this time. All right. Ooh, okay.
And the high values, too.
Yeah. All right.
That could cause a riot there, Dan.
Oh man, so it's like riots or dark ages. Which one do we want? All right, so and this blue one's a fair way down as well.
Yeah.
In fact, actually 1, 2, 3, 4. That would cause that's 5, right? That would cause
the blue card.
That would cause a regression.
Okay. Well, that's all right. So I get first pick this time now, right?
You do indeed. Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Right. Well, I think I'm going to take this rather large yellow and the black.
Righty then. Okay. What am I do I have I was gonna say what's my strategy? Then I'm like, wait, I don't have
crap.
One.
Do we remember what the black was? I think it rolled.
I was a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
Well, you said it didn't quite make us go over, so I'm guessing a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 is what I remember more than a 6. Yep, that's fine.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so that's what Dave has taken there.
So which do you want to trigger?
So do we want riots almost happening, or do we want what is it? Regression definitely happening. Let's find out what do they do if So all players must damage one technology matching that color. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want it to be green. So hold on. These go down based on what we don't pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I will take these because I don't want to lose my greens. I don't know if that's a smart move, but that's what I'm going to do. Although it will cost me my blue. But I figure at least we've both got blue. Okay. All right. So now the blue goes down by 5. Okay.
And 3
then
on the red.
3 on the red. There we go. And we can put those back in. I think we don't need these for anything else.
Nope.
No. Okay. All right.
And
Then
no
Dark
dark
Angels didn't move. That's good. So spending dice.
All right. So you are first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because
oh, wait. Actually, sorry. One thing also, we both increase unrest because we took more than 10.
Oh, yes, correct. Thank you. Well spotted. Well spotted. Okay. Look at our restful kingdoms. We're doing really well managing this rest. Okay, so I have to go. I have to go first. Now, the other thing I should point out, because we've got 2 of the same color now, in this hand at least, I cannot combine these dice and get like a really big expensive card by paying 2 dice at once. So every turn you only get to spend 1 die.
Yes.
So let's have a look.
That is like an important point, but it's also like it's kind of something you can do in 2 turns, right? Because you could spend the 4 to get 4 of the resource, and then on the next turn,
Oh, excellent.
Right? It just you can't do it in the same turn.
Excellent. That's a really good way of pointing that out. Because I, to be honest, until you just said that just then, since I mentioned it back up here when I was reading through these, I completely forgot that you can just just gain resources. So that's definitely a thing you can do if you're like short on a particular resource and you don't want to have to rely on the die. That's a good point. But that's also a good point that you can essentially, it's like combining them together for one big purchase. Well, speaking of big purchases, I think I want to maybe get this writing guy. I've got yellow though. Economy. Let's get the writing guy. Although, again, he's just giving me lots of money, but what do I need that money for? What's this blue thing over here? I don't think I've got blue. I might have. I don't know. I definitely don't have 6 blue in the thingy. Once per round, you may flip one of your blue dice here. Okay. Well, I have tons of this other resource. Maybe I should be getting. Maybe I should be getting this coin bag thing. Like I feel like I've left it there long enough for you, Dave. Are you going to be upset if I get this?
No, go for it.
Yellow discount. Okay, I just have to remember to actually use the discount, like I forgot with the green stuff too. All right, so I'll spend 5, and I will take a coin bag thing here. All right. There we go.
All right. So I am going to
put that over there. Sorry. So where do you want me to zoom in?
I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and get this calendar.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm gonna do that by paying my red die.
And
then 2 knowledge.
2 knowledge, right? Okie dokie.
And so that gets me calendar.
Right. Now, does that calendar, that gives you that ability, doesn't give you anything one-off that we need to collect anything now? No? Okay.
Nope.
No. All right. So let's And when we go into that next round, remind me, and I'll zoom in on that card for folks so we can see what you're doing when you get to choose the next time that takes effect. Oh, sorry, I just went up and grabbed this thing. Sorry. So you can guess what my plan is. I'm going to pay 5 to get this thing. So I'm going to use a green die, and I am going to. It just basically gives me a bunch of resources as a one-off. So it's writing. It gives me 2 reds and a how many green? 2 red, 2 green. All right, 1 and 2. There we go. And that was with the use of a green die. So you've got a black and a yellow left.
So I'm going to go ahead. 3. All right.
So we're going to have a look up. So we've got one column now that's been completely emptied. So we now only have a choice of 3 cards.
Well,
or reserving a choice of 6.
Kind of a bummer is this won't work for me, but I'll just get it to have it. So caravans cost me a 5 yellow die.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I do not have the most, so it won't trigger.
Yeah. Right. And but good one to sort of deny me getting that one. Okay, so and what have I got? I've got a green 4. So what have we got here? I could take legions. I don't know if I got the resources for it, but that was that legions. Oh, legions counts as 2 red. Oh, okay, and then becomes empire. All right, then you got maths. I just kind of don't want to take maths because I'm morally opposed to maths. But I
wanted math, but I couldn't afford
it. I'm really bad at it, so I don't think I'd be playing thematically. Now this one, -1. -1 unrest every production round. That's not bad poetry. That's pretty good. What have I got here? I've got 5 military, and this is 6, right? So I can't get that. Is that 6? Okay. 6 blue. I've got 5 blue. So I can't get that. Okay, so I can't get either of those 2. So really I've got one choice if I'm going to choose one of these, and that is poetry, which would be costing 3, I think. Because
the only other thing is you could reserve a card if you want it for next.
Oh yeah, I could reserve. Yeah, I could reserve. So if I'm not going to do that, the other thing is I could just take a bunch of unrest to take one of these guys. Cheops. I've got 3. Is it green? Does Cheops want green?
Yeah.
I do have 3. I could take a bit of unrest. 1, 2, 3. That's not bad, right? And just take a. All right, Cheops. Why not? I was going to take the poetry thing, but I think just to sort of play around with some of the gears and stuff and do different things. So, so this is now the reason I moved that up 3 is because I'm using a green dice. But because it's green, I basically have to pay the full cost for the personality with unrest. So that's going to be 3. But this will give me 3 points, I think, because it gives me a point. Oh, hold on. No, it's not. It doesn't give me points now. It gives me points when we're scoring. Sorry, I missed that it didn't have the little lightning thing there. Right. So anyway, I'll put that back in the bag. And let me zoom back out for you guys. Sorry, the terrible view there. And then I think that's it for my turn. You have a black die.
Yep. And so I'm going to do the same thing you did, but I will not have to gain a breast for it. So I'm going to get Queen Dido.
Nice.
And once per round, I could flip a yellow die, which won't matter because she's going to go into the past right away.
Yeah.
But,
They're not going to stick around for long.
same idea
Um,
as yours, where
yeah. Yeah.
yellow will get me something. So.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. And that's pretty much it for our actions, isn't it? So now we go to check for
Disaster.
disasters. Now this is so we go left to right. So the first three are okay, but this blue one, this is what regression. So we have
Review the
to,
knowledge.
and it's everyone has to do this, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we each have to. So I have to flip. Wait, is it go to the past or is it? It's take a damage, isn't it? Yeah, it's take a damage.
Yes.
So
If
essentially,
you,
what happens is
yeah.
that gets flipped down. So if a card is flipped face down, essentially doesn't count as being there. It's sort of like you've lost it. But there are certain things you can do. And for example, we saw up here repair up to 2 damage cards. So you could spend a die. You basically sort of spend an action essentially to flip your cards back up if you really wanted them. But something we should note is over here, you must damage a card of that color, or if you cannot do that, I don't think this is a choice. I don't think it's like, oh, I choose to do this instead. I could be wrong with that. I think it's you have to do this, but if you can't do that, then you must choose any other color and put one of those colors in the past. Does that sound right
Yes.
to you, Dave? Yeah.
That's
So
right.
essentially, if I didn't have this blue here, I might say, well, this red's not doing much for me, so I'm going to put that face down in the past. And essentially, it's like being damaged, but I don't think you can get it back. Like you can't
Yeah.
repair it. And there may be other cards that interact. Maybe necromancy or something interacts with the past cards, or time travelers or something. That'd be cool. Get a time traveler's card that lets you like put cards from the past back in, like have a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and bring bring all your characters to your high school science project or whatever. So I got to flip this one down. And with the you'll notice he could choose any of his 3 blues, and it doesn't have to be at the top or the bottom or anything like that. So that's handy. All right, so we've done that. We didn't have to worry about the Dark Age, so we're okay with that.
So then that track goes back
Production.
to 0.
Oh, he goes back to, yes, that's right. Yeah. So once you resolve the disaster, it goes back to 0. So yeah, do you want to do your production?
Yep. So once again, I'm getting 2 blue resources and 1 yellow.
Right. Okay. And if you can, in future production rounds, if you can increase your yellow above mine, then because this is a production thing, right?
Yeah.
You'll be able to get the thingy. All right. Okay, so I think I am the same. Oh, maybe not, because I think. Oh no, yeah. Okay. I was like, what did this one give me? Oh, it gave me that discount. So I got to remember I don't get that discount anymore. I'm sure Dave will remind me. There we go. 2 of those. So 1 of those, 2 of those, and all of these were instants, I think. Yeah. Okay. So we've done that. Now we sort of do the cleanup, I guess, but the main thing here is we're going to do the scoring phase.
Yes.
So
let me pass you the first play token.
Oh, thank you kindly. Shall we go with yourself? So scoring,
Sure.
you have nothing up here. I don't think many things in your actual cards do scoring. I think it's mostly personalities, probably, isn't it? So
so
you're going to get
the first thing that happens is you get 1 point.
Oh yeah, that's
each
right. Yep,
category that you have something in. Each color, so green, red, yellow, blue, or purple. So I get 2 points for having a yellow and a blue technology.
Yeah.
So that's 2
Let
points.
me just see. Just trying to see, is there a thing where does it talk about it up here? Oh no. Removal. No, okay. I was just looking for just to show folks where it says that. But yeah, you get 1 for each color that you've
Oh yeah, let's see. It's
and 1.
It's right
and
here.
Then 1 for if you've got the most, right? Where? Oh yeah, sorry. Here we go, folks. Sorry. So scoring is 1 for each color technology they have in play. So not each card, but like each
Category.
color that you've got a card in that column, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then one for each color of technology that you are the majority. And then the personalities and technologies and stuff. So it looks like there will be some scoring on some cards as well. But
Yeah.
other cards, yeah.
So I've got more blue than you do.
You got more blue, so you get a point for that. Yep.
And then in my Queen Dido gives me +1 victory point for each yellow, so I get 3 more points for that.
Nice. And in a situation like that, if that was, say, a blue card, at this current point when she scores, Dave would only get 2 rather than the 3 because the one's been flipped. But if he could somehow get that flipped before she scores, then that would count, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. I have 1, 2, 3. Oh,
you know what, Dan? I'm going to roll something back real quick.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Because I realized that the mysticism could actually help me out during this next era.
Oh, yeah, totally. Did you just flip the calendar down?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because that one's like confusing. Well, not confusing, but it's just like it's extra fiddly.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, yeah, totally good. Now, did that give you any more? That didn't change anything. There's just the same amount of blues. No. You don't get any more points for doing anything. No, okay. What am I doing here? So I've got 3 categories filled up. So I'm going to get 3 points, a 1 and a 2 and a 3, and then I think I don't have the most in yellow, but I do have the most in these 2. Is that right? So so green and points. So 2 more points, 1, 2, and then I think before she goes away, Cheops. Oh, it's a he. Sorry. My apologies, Cheops. Nothing ever gets built on schedule or within budget. That sounds right. I'm going to get 1 point. So I think it's 3 points. Yeah, 3 points for these. Oakley dokily. Where am I here? So 1, 2, 3. All right. And then, so that's scoring. Then there's a little extra cleanup here because
so now we're on new era.
New era. Nova era. So players check. So all technology, personality, territory in the current display are removed. All right. So all of these. So who's this? This is Semiramis. She goes away. Over here. Then. Okay, so they all go away. Players check all developed technologies and expanded territories for possible evolutions. So the way we do that is we search this special deck, which for Era 2 is going to be one that has 1 arrow 2. So there's a little deck up here. Have you grabbed it already, or is it?
No, I've grabbed it.
Let's see. I think is it this one here?
Yes.
So in this deck are going to be cards like Dave just mentioned, astronomy, and we'll have a look at Dave's cards down here. So if you look at Dave's cards here, he's got astronomy and great temples. So he doesn't get them automatically, but it's essentially like he gets a free research action, I guess, with these. Like they get put into his hand, is the way I sort of think of it. It's like a free research, I guess. Great. Oh, actually, you're also supposed. Oh no, you're not supposed. Sorry, that's right. You're not supposed to check. So even though Dave's got this card up here, if Calendar had something like that on it, he wouldn't get the upgraded card for that. And then if Calendar later got flipped over, he still wouldn't get, to automatically go and search that deck for that card. It's sort of like you miss your chance, sort of thing.
Yeah, that is one in my hand. I do have acoustics for the theater, which I won't be able to get.
Oh, which you don't get because okay, this has to be in your bummer. Okay. That's a good point too. Yeah, I forgot about the ones that are in your hand. Okay, okay, but you just drew economy and great temples out of that deck. Great. Okay. Well, let's have a look at them. So, so these are some examples of Era 2 cards. So you can see again, this is like one of those double color cards. It itself looks like it upgrades in level 3. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so this one is once per round, you may flip one of your yellows. I think you've already got an example like that, don't you?
Well,
yellow
she only lasted
she was on the
yeah,
personality.
she's on the last thing I did, so she's gonna go away.
Right. She's the one that taught you astronomy. All right, she's left a
That's right.
legacy. And then you've got a production one here. Oh, that's good. Oh wow, that's going to be really. I imagine, as unfortunately we're only playing the fast variant, but like as you go through higher eras and stuff like that, you can get some real good combos and stuff going here. But yeah, cool. Oakley dokley. What am I looking for? I don't think I've got many. Oh no. Oh wow, there's 3.
And Coastal Town and Cavalry.
Cavalry. Wow, I didn't think I got any. Well, I thought I got 1 or 2, but I didn't think I got 3. So now where are they up here in this thing? Now I got to do it. Let's see. Search.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Coastal Town. That's one, isn't it?
Yep.
What's that say? Guilds. This is a cool preview of cards for folks. You can see what we've got. I should be going through these slower so people can. Empire was not one I think I had. Navigation, theology, spices, castles, monasteries, knighthood, holy war. Remind me, what were the ones I was looking for again?
So you already grabbed cavalry. So you need cavalry.
Oh, and banking. Yeah, they were like the last 2. All right, so I'll put those over here. And let me close that so you guys can see more of the board. Let's put that over here. All right.
Get rid of this.
It's nice having a hand again. All right, so there we go. Banking protects me from decline if I can get that one out. Coastal Town is like a one-off. Oh, now this is a territory card too. So this gives you an idea. So this is going to sit here, and I believe the cost for territories is down here. You need to. I think the way territories work is you can spend a die of any color, but you have to have these already in your city. So you have to have set up. So for example, I don't have a blue anymore. So this requires me to have, I think this at 2 blues. So yeah, that's not going to work. So yeah, and legions. Now, I think these are also, this is a Dave. So if you have warfare or legions, and this is any player, if I were to play cavalry, see how these are on the other side?
Yeah, so that's obsolescence.
So they will make that obsolete.
Will put those into the past.
Yeah.
And it even pulls them out of people's hands.
Pulls them out of people's hands, and even if they're like damaged and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So that's harsh. So that's where that's a bit of a heads up for folks who don't like sort of real sort of confrontational sort of games. That this does have that in it. So if you've spent a whole bunch of resources to get a card that you really wanted, just be aware that certain cards can get affected by that. So. All right, and then we need to refill this with characters, and then is this the Era 2 one? Yep, I'll just refresh this one, and we refill this big market, and then pretty much we'll play through again another era, and that'll be it, and then we can talk about our experiences and impressions and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, certainly people who've played against me in the past will know that I can sometimes get quite upset in confrontational games when people mess with my things, and I'm trying very hard to keep a cool head. Yeah, but I would say just a little sneak preview, like it's certainly for someone like me, I have to sort of go into this not getting overly attached to anything, just try and keep that forefront of my mind sort of thing. It's because it's definitely going to have that, a little bit of that element to it. All right, so we have these cool abilities. I'm going to what I'll do, let's start at the bottom and we'll go up. So just for folks at home, so if you would like to have a look at those, if you've been sort of following along with Dave's strategy or my lack of strategy, you might be able to see for yourself what cards you might choose to go along with what we've already got. And interesting, we've got a territory already in the the first bit there. Then now, Dave, you can still see, like if I scroll up, you can still see what you're doing, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to go up to these next ones just for folks to have a look at these. There we go. All conquest and all sorts of crazy stuff going on there. Oh, architecture, Dave. There's that one that, although by the time you get to it, it's a bit. This would be good if you were playing the full 3 rounds. But anyway, okay. So that's those, and yeah, I think we're good to go now, aren't we? Do you want to do the next dice pool as well? Because I stole 2 off you from earlier in the game.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's see.
Yeah, it's okay. Is there anything else we're missing? I think that's all good.
We're ready. Yeah.
I think in the interests of showing folks the mechanics, I should, because I'm closest to it, I should instigate a civil war on my dashboard here. Don't do it, folks. Don't instigate it. It's not good. It won't end well. Okay, some interesting. Oh, double reds. Mm-hmm.
Totally yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Low number yellows.
Yucky. Mm-hmm. All right.
One other thing. Sorry, I did miss that.
Yeah. Yes.
Is every time we do the scoring, the Dark Age track resets to 0.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good point. Good catch. Yeah, because that's when that goes back up. Yep. And that's the thing. Yeah, sorry, we should mention. So the Dark Age track basically goes down just like anything else, based on what's not collected. The differences are though that it gets like its effects get resolved sort of immediately after that advanced disaster track thing. You check for Dark Age and then you suffer the penalty. But also in subsequent rounds, unless you've changed to a new era, you're essentially going to be in a Dark Age for the rest of that era. Is that right? Because
yes.
it only refresh. Yeah. So if you go into a Dark Age early, it's like, oh, hold on for dear life. Yeah. So not good. I think we've got some new personalities up here. Who we got? Saladin, Murasaki Shikabu. I'm butchering these names. Apologies, folks. Genghis Khan and Harold Bluetooth. Harold Bluetooth, the inventor of Bluetooth. I think this picture needs to be updated where he's wearing like a little earpiece.
So actually, if you notice the shield, that is the Bluetooth symbol.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. United under one banner, we embrace strength and faith. So then that makes me wonder, did whoever set up that company or whatever invented that technology, were they fans of like this historical figure and named it after him, or is this like a little joke?
I've heard that is the case. So because the icon there is the runes for H and B overlaid, because like Harold and Bluetooth.
There you go.
So that's where that.
Look at that, an educational game. All right, that's cool. That's cool. So I think so. I choose a set, and you choose. You do your actions first. Okay. So, what do I even want to do here? I don't really know, but there's a lot of things. There's some yellows and blues. What do these guys actually do? Okay, if your thing is lower, blah blah blah. That's probably not going to be the case. I don't think I want her. I don't think my thing's going to be. Although it resets when you do go into thingy, don't you? So maybe I could just try and push it to the end and have it reset. You can spend 3. Oh, trade in swords for points. Okay, not bad. And then 2 if you own. Right. Well, okay. I think I will take. I think I want to take this. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay. So I'll take those ones. Now that is above 10, isn't it? I've got to remember that. So that's going to go up by 1. Now I'm in trouble. Okay. Should have taken that. That's less. That was 10 or less. Well, both of them are 10 or less. Okay. What would you like, Dave? I'll follow your camera up here.
These two.
The yellows. Oh, now we're going to get. Now we're going to get some. So 5. So now we advance this thingy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the invasion track, and 3 for the green. 1, 2, 3.
Oh wait, what? It was
Oh,
5.
sorry, 5. Sorry, 5.
Yeah.
Yep, my apologies. I don't know where I was getting 3 from. brain short circuited. 5 and 5. Yep. Okay.
Alrighty. No dark age. And so then we go to spending.
Yes. Maybe that's no, but my screen wasn't showing that. Like I've got a 3 on my green. I'm just trying to justify how my brain thought 5 was 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so no things going wrong there. Okay, so you get to do your first action.
I'm gonna spend all of my yellow, so 4.
Yep.
And then 3 of these.
Ooh, a big boy.
Coins.
Yep.
That's 7.
I'm guessing it's something up here. Oh yeah, 7. There you go.
Patronage.
Nice. Okay. Good. And that's one that you'll want to have because then you can get the caravan and stuff as well. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So. Now, what do I want down here? What do I want? What's my options? I've got blues. Oh, there's a green here, but I've got to remember I don't have a green discount anymore. So that is going to be 5. Once per round, you may flip one of your yellows. Man, they really like flipping the yellows, don't they? When you develop blue, -1, rest. Oh, okay. History, +1 point for every 2 technologies in your past. Well, oh, there you go. So that's something that references the past. Trade town. I don't have the resources for that one. Oh. Now, what are my things down here? You're protected from decline. Cavalry. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Our personalities should be in the past.
Oh, we didn't do that. Yep. Sorry. Yep. Good. You are protected from decline. That's 6 yellow though. I've only got 3 there. I could use that one. I might. What was I going to do? 5. I've got 7 knowledge. What I might do. Might take the opera. So I'm going to pay 3 in green. So essentially just pay the green dice. Then I'm going to pay 1. Is it 5?
4 for history. Oh, for opera.
Oh, sorry, for opera is 5, I think.
5, yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come down here. I guess I should leave that one there just to show that I've got it there.
Yeah. Because you could repair it later.
Yeah, and now that I've drawn this one, it's got a thing on it that said, I don't know if yours said this too when you chose yours, but it's got one of those decline obsolescence things. So,
yes.
Does anyone have theater?
My theater goes into the past.
Oh, okay. Oh, you had one of those. Sorry. Was that in your hand?
Yeah, it was in my hand.
Oh, okay. And yeah, Okay, that's it. And what did you have? What did you play? Did I have to get rid of anything? No. Patronage? No. Okay. That is my turn. So your turn.
Okay. So this is pretty exciting, Dan.
Yes, go for
So
it. Oh, big combo. Big combo's coming.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna pay the 3 from
Yep.
the blue die and
Yep.
4, 5,
Yep.
all my resources to
Yep.
play astronomy from my hand.
Ooh, okay. Yep. Nice.
Now astronomy does cause astrology to go away, which I
All
don't
right. Do I
think
have astrology?
no.
Is it a blue? Does it
Blue.
say on the thing? Oh yeah, it's got a color of the arrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me for coughing into the mic, folks. Okay, and then yes.
So now once per round, I can flip one of my yellow dice. So I'm going to flip this
Nice.
1
Oh, nice to a
to
6.
6.
Fantastic. There you go. I'm glad you're here to do moves that are actually good moves. All right. So that was cool. That was cool. Oh, and is this a yellow? This could be a yellow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a yellow
awesome.
6.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, what a cool. So that's a cool turn. That's a cool turn. All right. So I'm going to. What am I going to do here? I'm going to. I've got yellow here. I could place this out. What do these personality guys want? Do I want Harold Bluetooth so he can?
Actually,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, sorry.
Should go back a little bit here. When I bought
Yep.
Patronage, I paid
Yep.
7 for it, but I should actually only pay 6 because of trade.
Oh yes. Okay. Yep. Good point. Good point. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 4 black, and I'm going to take Saladin. Oh, hold on. What have I got left in my hand here? Just make sure So I'd be sort of leaving myself a bit low there, but that's all right. I think I'm going to take him, and I'll put him. Where is he? Down here. He costs 4, so that doesn't affect my unrest either way. I'm not spending a big, like a high number black or a low, but I'm not spending a low number one, which would make it go higher. It was exactly 4. Now I can instantly, so if I've got the resources at hand at the moment I play this, I can spend 3 military, which I will do. 1, 2, 3 to gain 3 points. He rides in on his sheep. What am I, blue? 1, 2, 3. All right. And yeah, I've got my. Oh, now hold on. Oh no. Okay. We've got my warfare. We've got our boats. Where's my boats? Oh yeah, sailing. So Saladin is going adventuring. Oh yeah, and we learned how to ride too. That's handy. So your turn.
Yep. So then we already know what I'm doing. I'm going to pay 6.
Yep.
You're
going to reserve a card.
Got my great temples.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. And what does that give you? Is that a? Oh, it's a production thing. Okay.
Production base, yeah.
So I've got to do a thing. I have yellow. I guess I could put banking out. Is banking looking like it's going to decline? Well, maybe. All right, so let's put. Yeah, I guess. Have I got yellow? Yeah, I do. I will put banking in. Probably got to check for. I don't know if I've got some of the things from that. But it costs 5. Have I got a yellow discount? I do have a yellow discount, so I could just pay the 5. Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Oh,
so that does kill my trade.
Oh, I thought I had. Okay. What else does it kill? It kills something else here too. Barter. Do I have barter? No. No barter.
It is a bummer.
What was the trade? What was the trade? That wasn't the big 6 thing that you just did.
It's my discount.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But also, it means I do not have the most yellow anymore.
Oh, that's all right. You can get a. Oh, are there more yellows? Oh, there's another yellow here.
There's
You can
one
get this
really,
one.
yeah.
What's that one? Royal Court. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. All right. I think we're done. So, let's check for disasters. No disasters yet, although invasion is looming. Surely.
Yes.
Okay. And the others aren't too high either, or aren't. Yeah. Okay. Production. All right. You should have a bit of a nice
So I
engine
did
going
get to
now.
lower my unrest.
Oh, nice.
That. I can spend 2 resources to get a victory point, but I don't really want to do that. And then I
Right.
get a yellow and a blue and another
Ooh,
blue.
okay. Ooh, very nice.
Okay.
What have I got? I've got. Is it just? I think it's this. Oh, I've got something up here too. So a yellow.
Yellow.
So 1 yellow, 1 red, and 2 blue. So 1 red, 1 yellow, 2 blue. 1, 2. Okay. Got to remember how much I have of these now. 4, 4, 4, and 7. All right. Clean up. So I guess I pass this back to you. And yeah, I think we're looking good there. We said we just go into the next thingy, I think.
Yes.
All right. So I'll do the honors this time with the bag, and then I'll let you do it. Oh, got another black one there. Roll. Okay, so that's a. Oh, yikes! Ah, let go. There we go. We're getting some dark ages. Well, maybe not so much. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and roll your boat. Ooh, that's a big one as well. There's going to be some unrest. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Let's put them together in a triangle. All right. Oops. Ooh.
Oh boy.
That's a big boy. All right. Well, you may choose first, I believe. What am I trying to do over here? Just while I'm doing that, have I progressed that? No, okay. Do. So this one's a 10, I think. So that would increase your thingy. But does it have the right colors? This one is, if you want a big character, that's not bad. Depending on what color things you want. This one, your yellow is low, but you could flip it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I do have the resources there because that flipped would be a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I could get Royal Court.
Mm.
And then I guess I could use. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I will take those.
All right. What sort of pain are we going to have here? Oh gosh. Okay. Let's do blue. So blue would only go down a bit. Green. Yeah. Although I think if I take this, at least I think all sorts of bad things are going to happen, but at least I can keep my unrest down for a little bit. I might take these. I don't know. All right. Don't think too many moves ahead, Dan. Just pick. All right. So, oh boy. All right. So, Dark Ages is going down to 6.
Oh man.
Doesn't leave us a lot of. Is this the first first round, or this is the second round of the second era? I feel like
Yes.
this is the second round, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that was the black one. Then we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting some
Riot
riots
and decline.
and decline. I think you're protected from riots, aren't you?
I am protected from riots. You're protected from decline.
Ah, sweet. Have I already put that card out? Oh, I
Yeah.
have two. Sweet. Okay, that's good. All right. And now I think. Oh, do I do my action first? I think I do my action first, don't I?
Yes.
Right. All right. What have I got here? What's happening? I've got a green, blue, and a black. There's these guys up here. Oh, what? You can steal. Oh, I don't like this. I was on board with like the obsolescence thing, but this like actively stealing things. Ooh, no. Okay. All right. Well, that's not cool. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. So what would I like to build? What would I like to build? I'd kind of like to build history so I can get this coastal town happening. Oh wait, this raises my unrest. That's terrible. I don't want this coastal town. That is god awful. This costs me 4. How much of this have I got? 4. I could put some military out. It would replace my warfare though. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a second. My warfare gives me 1 military. And then cavalry, if I upgrade it, I'd lose my warfare. And what? I guess that's just to get rid of people's legions?
You will get a victory point for getting rid of your warfare for obsolescence.
Oh, you do too. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, what? Okay. Well, if I'm not particularly fussed about that one, what's this loom do? Once per round, you may flip one of your yellows. Everyone just wants that power. The loom. I got. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a loom. I'm gonna spend a green die. That's 2. Do I have any discounts for green? No, I think I used to. So now the loom is going to cost me 5, so I've got to pay another 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right.
All right.
Your turn.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and use my astronomy.
Yeah. Well, let's zoom in on it, so I'll show people what you're talking about. To flip your die. Yep. Flip it to a 5. Nice.
And so I'll pay 5. And then I think I have to pay 1 more. Yeah, for the royal court.
Because it's 6. Okay. Oh, you had a discount, but not anymore. Is that right?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so I will take. Maybe I'll have a look at what's this guy do. I think I needed Harold Bluetooth, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll get Harold Bluetooth. So I'm going to pay. What's this? 5 black. I think that. I'll just put it here just to make sure. What's his cost? Oh, he's only 4. So that I can. I'm paying 5. So I bring this down here, and that sits there. He doesn't score until the end, but I had to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I had to have the different colors, which I do. And because I paid with a 5 and he cost 4, I think I dropped this down by 1. Is that right?
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Cool. And I've got 1 last dice left. Your turn.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get history.
Mm-hmm.
And history has an immediate effect of 1 victory point for every 2 technologies in my past. And I
Sweet.
do have 2, theater and trade.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So was that 2? Sorry,
1 victory
how many?
point.
1 victory point. 1 victory point. So that puts you on 8. Okay.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I don't get anything for that.
Oh, why not?
So the theater doesn't go here because it was in my hand. It just gets removed from the game.
Oh. Oh. Well, do you want to buy a different card or?
Nah, there's not really anything else I can buy.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
will still do that.
Is that an instant though? I guess it gives you like a tall tally of blues, like you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a lot of red up here. When you expand purple, -1 unrest. Ooh, cost you 2 less. You are protected from invasion. Oh, that would be good to have. Yeah. I don't think I can afford that. Nope. Nopey nope. What's this one? Trade. 2 reds and a yellow. No, I don't have that. I'll build down here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is just going to go away when we hit another invasion, but I will build just because. Wait, is there anything else I can? Maybe I should try and just grab something. So if I want to reserve something, I just don't know if I want to build this thing at the moment. I can use that blue to reserve anything, but from the like the bottom
Yeah.
rows. Is that
Any
right?
available card. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So maybe I would like. Maybe I'd like an invasion. Gunpowder counts as 2 thingies. Yeah, I'll take an invasion. Oh, yeah, sorry. So I take that, put it down in my hand, and I pay that blue. Yeah. All right.
Ready. I think
We've only got like one more round, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take all these big expensive cards for later. I'm like, wait, there is no later.
all right, spending a red 5, and I think I'm just gonna take.
Oh, hi to half an hour ago. I stopped looking at the comments because we hadn't been getting any comments. But hi to Dan. I don't know if you're still watching, Dan. Let me see. I'll just move this down a little bit. Nope, we've got no live watches at the moment. So sorry, Dan. But yeah, Dan says he's surprised this isn't out yet in Australia. I have not seen it in any stores or anything. I don't know about online or anything, but Dan says he's looking for it. But because CMON, we see like Australia seems to get some sort of direct line with CMON. Sometimes our stuff gets here a bit sooner to retail. But yeah. Sorry, Dave. You were what were you doing? My apologies.
I spent a red 5 to get crossbows.
Crossbows. Okay, sweet. And that went into you. So you bought it. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nice.
It does kill archery, but I don't think anything has archery.
Oh, let me see. Did I have any archery? That's warfare. Nope. And this was a character. All right. All right. So, well, we head into disaster phase. So,
Yep.
Riots. I believe you are protected from riots, I should say.
Yes.
Whereas I am not. Now, I guess I should just get rid of. I guess the good thing about all my greens is they kind of have already lived up to their
Done their
usefulness.
thing, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think we've been taught the errors of our ways, and we've been taught not to marry our own animals. So we're going to flip the animal husbandry. All right. Okay. And so this goes back to the top.
Yes.
Right. Now, we're good for invasion for the moment. Decline happens, though.
And you are immune to decline.
I am immune to decline, and that's because of this card here, banking. All right, okay. You can choose one of your... they're all ongoing things. Which one isn't as useful? Well, you're in a good position. You don't want to lose this one now because you're in a good position for that. You don't own architecture +1.
I think I'll probably do Royal Court because it's only getting a green resource if I have personalities, which I do.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Good choice. Good choice. All right. And then that goes back to the top again.
Yep.
We're okay with regression, and then the Dark Ages. We're not in a Dark Age. In fact, we would have already been affected by that. So production. All right. You want to go down your list?
Yep. So 1 fewer unrest.
Mm-hmm.
I can spend 2 resources to get a victory point. I think I will do that.
Yep.
Right, because
yeah, may as well because there's only so many. There's pretty much one round left though. Or is there a card you want to buy?
Are there yellow cards? God, there's no more yellow cards.
No yellow. Oh. Well, the good news about that is it kind of. Oh no. I was going to say it locks you in at 5, and I'm like, oh no, you're not at 5 anymore. That's a bummer.
I guess I'll go ahead and get rid of the yellow then.
Oh wait, is there anything that makes a yellow obsolete? No, it's all reds and stuff.
All right, so I'll pay that to get 1 victory point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get a blue and a yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get another blue.
The timing on this was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Still, that's a pretty good haul of blues, though. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So I think I always just have the same. 1 red and 2 blue. Actually, there was something else I was getting. I think a yellow or something.
Yeah, you get a yellow now.
And a yellow. All right. Rolling in the money. Got so much money. All right. And we got to swap this over.
Yep.
Okay. And then this is the final round. Okay, so let's. You do the honors of the bag, I should say. Mm-hmm. You watch. We'll draw lots of yellow now. We don't have anything to spend it on. Yep. I suppose. Oh, red's all right. Red's all right. Oh, look at those numbers. Ooh, rolling high. Oh, more red. Oh. Okay. Ooh, that's a big boy. Oh wow. Okay. Well. Let me just have a look at my cards here, because I remember there was. There was something that needed 2 yellows and 2 blues. Oh man! All right. I think I will take. What do I want to build? It's kind of reds and coastal towns. Up the top here is, what are these, blues and greens? They're sort of all about. You can see that it's kind of like. The game is designed to sort of go that extra round sort of thing. All right, well, let's not overthink it. I don't want to go. Well, I've only got one more. I do only have one more round. What color cards do I have again? I've got 2 reds, right? I've got 2 reds. I might go, but how much
Yeah, you
red
have 5 red resources.
5, 6, 7. But the problem being that the yellow is a bit of a dud. I might take, I don't know, this could be a disaster. I might take this, just so, so that, what am I thinking here? I took that because I was worried about, oh no, I'm going to go unrest, but like this is okay, like because I only go up by 1. Like unless I do something silly with a card that puts my unrest up now. Like this one too. Look at these territories. They give you unrest. So yeah, just got to remember not to choose that card. Okay. Your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. And feel free, folks, in the comments to like obviously after the video, because I don't think anyone's currently watching us. But yeah, keep put in your thoughts about the game, and have you tried it? If you're living elsewhere other than Australia, have you picked a copy of this up or got a chance to play it with friends? What do you think of Andrea's latest work? The opinions were quite divided on the Dice Tower, actually. Had a fairly big range of scores. All right, so you've chosen. Oh wait, where'd you go? Oh yeah, there it is. Chosen your thingies. So now what have we got? We've got 2. Oh, we just avoided a dark age. We've done badly by the viewers. We haven't shown them what happens in a dark age, or maybe we've just shown them how to play like pros. I don't know. So blue goes down 3, and green goes down 4. That's all right. We haven't had too much of a problem. Okay, and then they can go away. And then I think Dave, you get the first dibs of actions in the final round.
So first, I want to show you what I would have done had I gotten your set of dice.
Oh, right. Look at you.
If I had your dice, right, I would have used the black die.
Yeah.
And paid 4 books to get.
Oh, yeah.
This invention.
Oh, okay.
And then by having invention, I can skip the lowest tier of something, right?
Oh.
So I could go straight to conquest, which would only cost me 5 because I pay 2 less. So I could get that. And then the next cycle, I'd use the blue die to get architecture.
Oh, architecture. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
So
bummer.
I'm going to let's see. I've got 2 red. I could get city-states, which I think I'll go ahead and do. And that'll cost me 1 military. So there's that. It gives me city-states.
Right. All right. Well, and that we should zoom in for folks. That when you expand territory, which I think just means gain a purple card. Is that when it says expand territory? That's what that means. -1 unrest, which is good because it can offset a lot of the unrest that the cities, the territories cause. Okay. Right. So I've got a red, a black, and a blue. Let me just have a look at what these guys haven't changed, have they? That's there. Neither of them is super useful. So I might spend a. Should I spend a blue and get that funky one? Because I don't want this. Do I want plumbing? Do I want the conquest? What's conquest? +1 thingy for every. Well, I don't really have a lot of that. That's not great. Well, maybe I'll take the invention. I don't know. Let's have a look. So if we have a look here, I've got to look at what am I trying to work on here? I could give you architecture. If I take the red thing, that would open up the architecture for you.
Oh, I still couldn't afford it.
Well, actually, that's a question. seven red. What do I have?
Yeah, you can afford 7 red.
I've got 5. Yeah, and I've got a 6. Oh, that's easy. Let's do that. I'll just take the conquest. Now, I don't. It gets rid of warfare. Sorry, it gets rid of tyranny and knighthood, which I don't think I have. And I've got to pay one of these resources, and that'll do me. All right.
Okay. So then,
what would you like to do?
I'm going to take Trade Town.
Trade Town. Oh, yep.
So I just spend a die of any color. So I'll spend a yellow die. And then I have 2 red and a yellow. So I just
nice.
And it says that I gain an unrest. And
yeah.
But it says client states that when I expand, I get -1.
Yeah, so you can leave that the same. But you do get tons of money.
Yes.
Nice.
1, 2.
Money.
3.
All right. So my blue. Nice. It's my blue. Blue, give me anything. I could get architecture if I've got the money. Green cost me less, and then I could get green. Well, I've only got 1 color left, do I? No, I've got 2. Okay, green cost. So I could get some green happening or something, or I could get invention. Yeah. Oh, what's this city watch? You are protected from riots. Well, the riots just happened, City Watch, where you were late to the party. Okay.
Architecture also gets you a victory point for masonry.
For masonry. What's masonry? Where's masonry? Because I would be deleting masonry.
Yeah.
Right. So architecture's a good one. What do these guys do again? I'm never going to have this riot thing down. What's this one? I don't think that works because I think you've got more. Do you have more?
We have the same right now.
I got them. Yep. So that's all right. So don't worry about him. So, yeah, I guess that's probably the best one, right? Either this or that. Now, what can I pay for that with? I've got 6 knowledge, and I could put it in here. You've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 of that. I've only got 1, so I'm not really incentivized to keep going for that one. Either way, it doesn't really matter, right? Because I'm way ahead with green, or I'm way behind with blue. So I guess, what have I got the resources for? 4 welfare, 6 knowledge. Let's pay. What's this again? It is 6. All right, so let's. Okay, I'll spend the blue, and I'll make it blue rather than using my black and using the greens, because I don't think that would have worked actually. So it has to go in blue. Oh, now hold on. This is going to be problematic. Not super problematic, but so it goes down there, but then I lose masonry, so I actually have one less green now. Oh, hold on. That just flips, doesn't it? There we go. Oh, no, hold on. It doesn't
No, it
flip,
gets
does it? It
removed.
goes away. Goes away. Sorry.
It goes into your past.
Right. What's this thing? Did that animal husbandry, that got damaged, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. And that, did that get damaged? Yeah, that got damaged. Yeah. Okay.
So this section goes here, and you
That
get a
goes.
victory point for
Oh, that
putting.
goes to the past.
Yeah,
Oh. What was the thing then that where the thing didn't go into your past?
it was because it was in my hand.
Oh, okay. It's because it was in your hand. Okay. Oh, I forgot I've got these things down here. I should be building these. Yep. Well, there you go. That was still pretty good though. I got a point. Did you give me the point already, or should
No, I have
I
not.
yep,
Yeah.
you did, right. So, okay, I
All right.
made myself obsolescent. All right.
So let's see. If I do that, I'd get extra point there. 1 point for that. Or 3 points for that. Yeah. Okay. So I will go ahead and spend a red die, and I will gain 3 unrest.
Yep.
1,
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Yep.
To claim Murasaki
Surname.
Kibu.
Yep. Nice. Nice,
So I
nice,
just need
nice.
to lower my unrest by 1 to trigger that.
Yeah. So that'll be end game. End game. Yep. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Okie dokie. And I think I've got one more thing. So I've got this black die. I can't get. Well, I could get him, but he's not going to be able to do the stealing. So really, this black die is going to be spent to get something up here, I guess, and I have to have the resources for it. So I've got 4 military, 6 knowledge. I think they're the only colors. Oh, there's a green. How many green do I have? 4. All right. So what are these things? This thing's a 4. I could get that. I could get that. You get this. I guess this, the green or the blue isn't going to change anything, but if I take City Watch, that would oh, it's 5. Do I have 5? 5 red? No, I've only got 4. Oh, bummer. Why did I think I had 5? So I can't take that because that would give me more reds, and that would be an extra. Yeah. So I don't actually think this last one matters. Like in terms of what does this thing do? No. No, I guess it's whichever one's cheapest, right? And do I have a discount in any of these things? Discount, yellow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yellow.
and blue though.
Oh,
Architecture.
green. Green costs 2
Sorry,
less.
sorry. It's my brain doing it again. I saw the blue strip over here. I'm like, blue. All right. So green. So this is the one I should take. It'll cost me 2, I guess. And it is a green, so it goes over here. And I have to put that back in the bag. And I had to pay 2, what was it, green resource 1 and 2. Oopsie. Oh, I'm putting them in the wrong bag. And I think that is it for the action. So we go to disasters. I don't think we have any disasters. We go to production. All right, Dave, produce your stuff.
So I get 1 less unrest.
Mm-hmm.
I can spend 2 resources for a victory point.
Nice.
4, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Doesn't end up making a difference, but yeah, go ahead and spend 2 knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
For a victory point.
Give yourself a point. Yep. Up to 10.
And then I get 1, 2 knowledge, and 1 economic.
Right. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's have a look down here at my board here. Again, I think it's just the same. Yep. Yep. So, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I could have gained 3 resources when I expanded a territory. Would I have been able to get that one? I probably would have been able to get that one at that point. And then I wonder if that would make a difference between, how many have I got? 6, between like 10 and 20, or does it push me up to like an extra resource or something like that? But that's all right. So what am I was looking at this. So I've got to get 2, 1, 2 of these. Oh, I don't think I grabbed it. 1, 2, and then 1 sword and 1 yellow. All right, so that's 8, and 6 is 14, 19. Yeah, I don't think having an extra 3 would have broken that boundary sort of thing. So, okay. So we've done our production, and then we just do scoring, I guess. So, so we have a look at our thingamybobs. So you've got 3 categories. Oh, sorry, 4 categories.
Yeah.
My mistake. Yep. 4 categories.
So that's 4 points for me.
4 points. Indeedly doodly.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
And then I lead in 2 categories, so I get 2 more points.
2 categories, right? 2 categories, 2 more points. All right, and then do you want to do Murasaki? Yep.
And so I get 3 more for her.
3 more points.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. Okay.
And then,
well,
I think you have to have 10, right, to count?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
5.
10.
Oh, so close. Oh man. And it's 1 point for that, isn't it? 1 point for 10. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. I think I'm the same as you. I've got 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then how many categories do I lead in? Is it just 2? 1? Or is it just 1?
Maybe it's just 1, yeah.
Oh man, bummer. 1. Oh no, that means I think it's going to come down to the tiebreaker, because I think I'm getting 2 points here.
Yep.
And unfortunately for myself, but fortunately for Dave, I'll just put these. Oops, I'll put you on top. The tiebreaker is whoever's lowest down on the on this track, the unrest track. So you are on a 4 and I am on a 6. So you are by virtue of having happier people, you are the winner. So there you go. We both tied on 19 points.
Yeah.
So there we go. Very cool. And so there you go, folks. That is I'm just going to minimize this for myself here. That is just so I can see the screen. I can see your face again now, Dave. Hello, Dave. But that is Nova Era. So Nova Era. Yeah, there's a little Civ game, kind of Civ card, tableau-y sort of game. Yeah, not sure. It's not definitely like, because I think Civ games are usually like quite big games, aren't they?
Yeah.
This one was a sort of cut down one. Although having said that, we played 1 era short, so that was like 2. That was like we played 2/3 of the game, sort of thing, the normal length. It's an official variant in the back. You can play it this way, sort of thing, but you sort of go into it knowing that you're sort of missing out on seeing some of the combos and things like that you can really start probably ramping up, because I think you were able to show, Dave, at least some capacity of like the comboing that was possible once you start sort of getting into the new eras and stuff like that. So you can imagine that would kind of maybe exponentially sort of grow in that third era sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there'd be probably more cards. I would imagine maybe that a third era card might even make multiple eras worth of cards redundant and stuff like that as well. So yeah, what are your thoughts of the congratulations, by the way, a virtual handshake.
Thank you.
No worries. But yeah, what did you think of the game?
It's neat. It kind of, so the element of this kind of reminds me a bit of Azul, with having the tiles pulled out,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
select from the little group, and then whatever's
Mm.
not used. But it's neat that whatever's not used affects these disaster tracks.
Yes,
Pretty
yeah.
cool.
And
you can kind of game that a little bit and be like, okay,
yeah.
well, I'll let you take a hit on an area that won't affect me or something, or won't affect me as much.
Yeah, like it definitely was sort of playing in, like I was sort of mindful of that when choosing. It's like, it's kind of both ways, isn't it? Like you're sort of like, you're trying to keep in mind, okay, what might hurt you, or like what might hurt me less, or like it is. And there were certainly sort of things where I was like, oh yeah, I made my choice, took my things, and then I was like, oh no, wait, that means that like that's not gonna trigger the effect that I thought it was, or this or that sort of thing. So yeah, it's neat that there's like a bunch of different variables there, like and having the Dark Age track work slightly differently to the other disasters and be its own thing, is its own sort of thing, and tying that to those powerful personality cards as well. Drafting the black die.
The Dark Age kind of gives a little bit of a cooperative element to it, because it's like none of us want the Dark Age.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was neat too.
Yeah. So kind of like a semi co-op thing, but not in a massive way. Although I wonder how those elements would play out in a larger player count game. Whether whether that would because it seems to
probably pretty similar, because again, there would be more personality cards available.
That's true.
With
Yeah.
more players, so then you could be taking the black dice to get personalities, and there'd be more there to get.
Yeah, there were certainly a few in that second era that kind of like I felt a bit like locked out of, because it was just like, oh well, that's not a situation I'm in, or I'm to get that character that you got, which actually was sort of I guess everything was the difference, but like that kind of like that particular card gave you a big boost in points, right? That like your character scored 3 points, whereas mine scored the 2. But I kept looking at her, but she's like my track. I'd put myself in a position where that was so high up, I didn't want to spend entire eras like rounds pushing my spending a dice to push that back down sort of thing. It felt like a bit of a negative move sort of thing. So maybe with larger player count like that might feel a bit more your options are a bit more wide there sort of thing. And same with that market too, right? Because that expands out the more players you have.
Yeah, we'd have an extra column per player.
Yeah. But no, I quite like it. Like, from a person who is I'm not I tend to prefer cooperative games over competitive games. But then if I'm going to play a competitive game, I like it to be, like a multiplayer solitaire style, as much little messing with the other player as possible sort of thing. So, but for me, this one didn't feel too bad. Like I didn't like the look of that Genghis Khan one. Like seeing that there are direct stealing cards and things like that. It's like, ugh. But who knows? And that's in any game, I guess, where there's a bit of and I suppose you could, if you don't like that sort of thing, you could sort of seed your deck or whatever so that those come out less or whatever. But it certainly didn't seem like that was like one card that we saw in the entire playthrough that had that direct sort of stealing. Whereas the obsolescence is a more interesting sort of way. You're sort of like, yes, you can kind of, it's almost like you can mess with other players' tableaus, but it also can kind of like impact your own tableau, but you get points for it and stuff. But it was just a more, I felt like it was a more interesting and thematic
Yeah.
way of doing it. Although I
I
guess,
will say, knowing the kinds of people that I play with that don't like those kinds of elements, obsolescence would be something that they probably would get pretty upset about. It's like, well,
yeah,
you're doing that, and that takes my thing away.
yeah, you get a
I could
bonus, then
definitely
you,
see that. So
yeah,
it's
and oh no, go,
good.
yeah, keep going.
Well, so it's kind of an interesting space because I
Mm,
feel like this is, to me, it's kind of in a similar theme to Seven Wonders. Like it feels a
mm-hmm,
lot like Seven Wonders in that in the area that it kind of occupies thematically, but
mm,
mechanically it's kind of like a dice, somewhat dice manipulation, but also like Azul, like very much I think like
mm,
Azul with the
mm.
the markets that you put the dice onto.
Yeah.
Um, but
Kind
yeah,
of
so
reminded me a bit of Marco Polo, I think, where you sort of
mm,
draft. You have like I think it's dice workers, and then you play them for different actions and things like that. It kind of reminded me of that a bit too. But yeah,
yeah.
but go ahead. Sorry, I think I
But
interrupted you.
but I think between the two of them,
Mm,
the one thing that this has that I think would kind of push like me bringing it to a certain group of people is the take that element in
mm,
there,
mm,
and
mm,
the obsolescence because it's not really take that, but it would feel like it.
yeah,
um,
yeah,
and so yeah, I think like for the people that I play with that like that don't appreciate that much, I think
mm,
probably I would lean on Seven Wonders.
yeah, yeah,
But I think this would be fun, definitely for people that like enjoy that more,
mm,
like a little
mm,
bit
mm.
more aggressive competitiveness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, like because it's an interesting, because I feel like I'm probably in that category of people you're describing there that don't enjoy that stuff. And I didn't mind it too much, but I do, I have to say that we didn't go into the third phase, and I feel like the third phase could open that up even more and feel even worse when you've got stuff you've been working on to get, to into the third age and that sort of stuff. The other thing too is I don't think in this playthrough, I think just because of the way it worked, and maybe you were just being nice to me, but I don't think there was an instance where my cards got affected by things that you played. But
Right.
I think it happened maybe twice when I played a card, at
Yeah.
least twice, I think. So from my, so I'm like, oh well, that didn't feel too bad, but like I didn't get hit by it, right?
Yeah.
And maybe knowing that I don't like that stuff, if I had been hit by it more, maybe I'd be maybe I wouldn't have felt as like, oh, that wasn't so bad, right? I'm feeling like, oh, that was okay, I could handle that sort of thing. I know going into this, like you definitely want to make it clear to people, right? Like
Yeah.
I know reading the rules and watching some videos on it, I was like, oh, okay, there's some of this in this game. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I had to steel myself for that and just be, ready to sort of like just accept it, sort of thing, and not be too invested
Yeah.
in any particular aspect of your civilization, sort of thing. Yeah, yeah.
So
But
one
I
thing
like the mechanics.
that I
Yeah.
think could be interesting in that, and this is just kind of like a feedback on that, is like the graphical layout of it,
Mm,
um, would be if those cards that have a risk involved in them had
mm,
some kind of iconography on them to let you know, hey, you can put this out, but
yeah.
someone might make it obsolete later.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
think that would. I think that would
could,
help.
I mean, it's possible that all cards have that. We just didn't see them, but definitely like
Yeah.
you know, uh, knowing that like, oh well, I might lose this card later,
Mm,
um, could definitely impact that because especially early on in the game because it's like
mm,
you've got the choice of different cards and it's like, well, which card do I want to take? I might choose
yeah.
a card that I can't lose later,
Yeah.
um, over something
Yeah.
that could potentially get taken away later. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's certainly, and because I think players who play it a lot, well, I players who play it a lot are probably going to be okay with that sort of aspect of it, right? Because they want to keep playing it. Um, but they would get to know what cards can be
Right.
removed and what can't, sort of thing. So it's not like you need to put that in, like hide that information as like, oh, but it, we're trying to keep it like, oh, you never know, it might just, because that doesn't sound like a very nice or fun thing in terms of designing it on purpose to hide it, right? To make it a surprise that you have to lose all your cards. So yeah, I think there was room on the cards probably that you could put that on there, showing which ones could be removed. I think that's a good point. Yeah. Just get like a little label maker and like just paste it on, make your own deck, and just get your own copy, sort of thing, and just paste on all the ones that can get overridden, sort of thing. But yeah, but like you said, like the actual mechanics of it and stuff, I think for what it does, I think are pretty fun. Like I like that like the Azul sort of Marco Polo-ish sort of dice drafting. It even helped that the drafting of the die of the things in like Azul with the little circle
Yeah.
tiles that you put them on. But yeah, that was cool. I liked how that worked, and there was. It felt like I liked the way that the resources and the dice worked, and the payment system. It didn't feel too punishing. Like I don't know if I just got myself, and I think I sort of ended up getting myself into a position where I just had lots of resources. That first year, I sort of like was just kind of like not really building up many ability cards, but just like a lot of resource generating sort of stuff. So I just had this like bank of um, tokens that I had, but it always felt like you had some options. So even if the dice came out, you didn't really like them or the numbers on them, you had the ability to sort of counteract those with the tokens, or if you were a bit low on tokens, you could sort of like bank on getting some dice. Like there was, and then like what you were able to do, like there were those moments where you can get abilities where you can rotate the dice faces.
Yeah.
You can use any dice for a whole bunch of other different types of actions, like that are still pretty powerful, like reserving a card or you can get a personality with any different color. Like it felt like there were lots of options. And I don't know, again, like in a two-player game, I think maybe I would feel like I would expect there to be less option as two-player game, but even in this two-player game, I felt like there was still lots to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Like I guess at the end, it kind of felt like there were a few cards, like there were a few turns like that. At least my very last turn, it's kind of like, oh well, what do I? I've got this black, and I can't really buy that one that would actually be a decent card. What do I get, sort of thing? So I guess depending on how things play out, but I guess a lot of games are like that. But like you could kind of get a situation where there's like not a lot of good stuff left in the market. But I think that also might be a factor of the fact that we just played the 2 rounds, the fast mode variant. There might be more interesting stuff available in that third round that would be more meaningful with your choices and stuff. Coming into the very end game, sort of thing. So, but yeah, I like that, and the comboing of what was interesting was like putting the different, building up those tableaus of cards, but having so many different things that could damage cards with the disasters or obsolete them or different things. It felt that was pretty fluid, like the actual competition for the columns and who had the most of those. I thought that was pretty fun. Like that kept, you had to sort of keep an eye on it, because you could sort of like be overtaken if you're not careful, sort of thing. So
Okay, so this may be an important thing for the obsolescence thing. So I just looked through some of the other.
Did we do something massively wrong?
No. So it's something we wouldn't see without doing Era 3. But in
Right.
Era 3, there are only 3 cards in the deck that don't obsolete something.
Wow.
And some of them obsolete like 3 cards. So I think it may be that third era.
Yeah, that's a big one for
So it may be,
shaking things up.
so whereas I was saying, like, it'd be nice to know something can become obsolete later. It may be that everything will become obsolete later.
Yeah.
And that's just an element of it. So
Right.
that could definitely, give you a different feel to it too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And I guess that ties into what I was just saying about, like the columns going up and down. If that in that third round, those columns could be like almost wiped out with a single card sort of thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They could really change quite a lot. So that really creates like a edge of your seat sort of thing for that third round as well. So interesting. So definitely not for the faint of heart as well. I think that makes it even more sort of stressful for those of us who are, care about our kingdoms that we've carefully crafted and stuff. But you just need to know, like don't be
Nothing
attached
safe.
to,
Yeah.
like you're not essentially building this engine in a normal sort of engine builder sense. You're sort of like, it's like, less strategic and more tactical. You're just like, hey, what's going to work for you now? Like what's going to, like it's and each almost treat each era as like its own thing, and you just like hope that your board state from the previous era, you've set yourself up with, like maybe a bit of a head start sort of thing. But yeah, that's interesting. Thank you for checking that out and pointing it out, because I think that's handy for folks to know. So yeah, well there you go, Nova Era. I quite liked it. I don't know that it's necessarily for me in terms of like for my collection, because I tend to not gravitate towards the competitive stuff. But if someone wanted to play this sort of thing and they had a copy and stuff, I think I'd be like, yeah, I'd be happy to play that sort of thing. So yeah. How about before we go though, Dave? 'Cause I don't know if folks are watching this just for the Nova Era stuff. Welcome, if you're new to the channel, sort of thing. But we do a lot of stuff, mostly on Marvel United here on on the Maple Monkey. And Dave is a big part of the homebrew community there, but not just the homebrew community, but the Marvel United or Simon United um, community there and that sort of thing as well. And we often work together on different projects and that sort of thing. So I thought I'd check in with you and see, like, you can let the folks know, like, is there anything you working on or something you've seen that's recently that's come out that you think is really cool in the United universe or anything like that? What's going on in the world of Dave?
So the big thing right now is I'm kind of going through and trying to clean up the villain template. So for InDesign, because Martin had pointed out that I did have some drop shadows in some places, and I'm like, oh man, I need to go through and make sure that that's correct. So I've been kind of going through and doing that, and then Jasper, I think Jasper's Casey, I think.
KC or something, yeah.
Had been talking about like kind of a multi-villain kind of vibe to how there's like the multiple eras of the guy who's Kang. So like before he was Kang, he was Ramatut, and then he was Scarlet Centurion, and then in one iteration after he was Kang, he became Immortus. But I think the current Kang saw that and decided not to become that, and so maybe he's like not become him yet, or maybe he never will be. I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
Anything to do with Kang is like,
yeah. And so we talked about like having something where all of them would show up, and I've been wanting to play around with some different dashboard styles and stuff, and so with that new card slot that you pointed out from I think it's
Moonstone,
right?
and Red, no, Crimson
Dynamo, yeah.
A few of them.
And so having that card slot, and I was like, well, I because actually way back when, before you had discovered the place where we could print dashboards, I was like, I'll just make 3 cards, and those will be the dashboard. And so now seeing the slots, I was like, okay, we could play around with that and have the dashboard change. So new loss conditions show up, and that was a fun little project. I think Jasper's got some more ideas that we'll figure out, other things to implement in it, but it's kind of ready to play test now. Although I think I did realize that you could lose on the first turn. So I need to fix that.
Whenever I make a new character, that's always like, that first playthrough is always rough, because it's like, oh wow, this just ends in like first turn always ends in like a loop, or like
Yeah.
or a instant death, or instant loss, or so yeah, that's always nerve wracking, that first round. You kind of got to go into it knowing that you need to do some edits, to have your notebook
Yeah.
ready. But that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a bit of a sneak preview of that Kang, because Dave, I asked him for the that multi section sort of dashboard for something I was working on, and yeah, in that template that you sent was the Kang stuff. I was like, oh, that looks cool, sort of thing. So looks pretty fun. But and for folks just joining us, if you haven't sort of watched this stuff before, the templates Dave's talking about are these InDesign templates that are on the CMON United wiki in the homebrew resources section that Dave has put together for us for the homebrew community. So if you're an aspiring designer, you want to make some characters, you've got a favorite character that didn't make the cut for any of the United stuff, you can sort of build your own with this. And there's a community of like-minded sort of home brewers, or I shouldn't say like-minded, because we've all had lots of different ideas and stuff like that, but lots of supportive folks there that you can run your ideas past, or get inspiration from, and that sort of thing as well. And they have their own, some of them have started working on with some of these other programs or templates or software or whatever you call it as well. And Helios, he's got, I think he even had did he do, I know he's done like a flippable card dashboard thing, but I don't know if he ever did a full 3 section dashboard. I can't remember if he did something like that, but
Don't remember if there was 3. I remember that
yeah,
there were
he's definitely got
2
flippable
villains on
cards.
either side that could flip.
Yeah. Yeah. So lots of great stuff there. So check that out
Yeah.
if you're interested. And I'm particularly interested in, Dave, I know you've just kind of starting to sort of like think of ideas again and stuff for you've got your dungeon crawl thing that we've
Oh
sort of
yeah.
started working on again, like trying to incorporate some dungeon crawl mechanics into United. But now that we've got the GI Joe stuff, the first sort of batch of that stuff released, you guys can sort of it's all for free sort of thing. You guys can download it and stuff on the wiki, CMON United wiki, in the homebrew section. I'm super keen because I see, what, I think we've got to strike while the iron's hot, Dave. I see a lot of people in the Facebook and the Discord, whenever there's a discussion pops up about what IP should they do next, Transformers is always up there. And so I know, no pressure on Dave, but like whenever you're ready to start rolling out some Autobots and
Yeah.
thingies, that'll be fun too. But because it'd be fun to mishmash the Transformers and the GI Joe stuff in particular. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a big project for me this year. I don't know how big I want to make it, but I'd like to expand out that GI Joe vehicle range, like you said, because Dave gave us the idea to, why don't you make vehicles for like regular Marvel and DC characters and stuff as well, and just have like a general sort of vehicle deck that you can draw from, sort of thing. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool. I'm not as knowledgeable, like I don't know many of the vehicles in those universes. You've got like your Batmobiles and your battle vans and spider buggies and stuff. So I'm sure there's at least a first little batch of them that are pretty easy to think of. And like I think, Dave, you've made the joke before, the invisible jet will be easy to make art for.
Free art.
I think the didn't CMON themselves do like an invisible jet
Yeah,
card
they
or
did.
something already? And did they use that joke? Like that's just an
Yeah.
invisible. Yeah, that's
There's
awesome.
no art on the card.
So yeah, we can't claim ownership of that joke, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, that might be something I'll work on. But apart from that, I definitely want to get back into doing the playthrough videos and that sort of thing as well. Back from my holiday now, so I might even tonight be able to get a game in, and I'm thinking maybe Crossbones. I think I'm going to start with an official character and then sort of swap back and forth between the homebrew stuff
Nice.
and official stuff again. So I don't know. I haven't quite locked in a character I'd like to play yet, but I'm going to try and see if I can get one done tonight, sort of thing. So, but yeah, that's kind of what we're working on. Exciting. I noticed, Dave, you said that you were thinking of redesigning the template for the Rogues Gallery guys, and if you do, I'll be very unhappy because I've printed off a lot of those guys already. But yeah, always good to see the cool stuff coming in, and yeah, so definitely check out Dave's stuff on the Simon United wiki, or pop in and say hi on the Discord. So yeah, well, thank you very much, Dave. Thanks for joining us and helping us show off Andrea's latest work here. So very different game to Marvel United. So if you're a
Yeah,
Marvel United fan, but you like board games in general, and you like to have a breadth of different games and stuff like that, if you like Andrea's work with Marvel United and you want to sort of give this a try, I think it's yeah, worth checking out, sort of thing. So yeah, definitely
absolutely.
on the sort of competitive side, but nice punchy little, like it's quite like as it's almost like, it'd be interesting playing this as a larger one, because it's it feels almost like a little dual, like a good, a finely balanced little, those, what are they called, dual
Oh,
games,
like a
like
head-to-head game. Yeah,
head-to-head game sort of thing. It feels
yeah,
like it feels like two-player is a good play count for it. So we
yeah.
can't give you any review yet for more than that, but yeah, definitely as a two-player game, it's fast and snappy. Goes pretty quick, sort of thing. So yeah, all good. Well, thank you very much, folks. We'll catch you on the next one. Meeple Monkey out. See ya.